Well, we might have the option to keep it or drop it. Bobby and I were talking in the food line earlier, and I said, man, it's good to see you guys here tonight. He's got that far to go to his father. My father had this track back in 1997. This is their first stop, John Deere. That's a super stop with the family. And before that, they had the John Deere launch.
All right, welcome to the pre-stream for those tuning in on public. We've been here all night in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. This is Joey Radel, Pull Off Productions, said I want to give y'all something for free, just a few hooks. Here's the Super Stock, Dual Fuel, Pro Stock, Class. Take a look at these sponsors real quick. Couldn't do it without Spring Guard Repair, 1-3, Ag Industrial, Full Load Engineering, Dixie Drivetrain, Hasler Diesel Performance, Foreman's Grade LLC, East West Drilling INC, and AKE the Stop Fire. They're the best. The world's best.
That just got finished up at the wee hours of this morning. So good luck to all of them. 5 John Deeres and a case. This will be the 4th and final class here tonight. And big thanks to our great sponsors and the legislative developers. Thanks. That was good timing. We were in the middle of the class. Good timing for them and us. Big thanks to our main sponsors for tonight. Andrew Possum, Class A trucks. Davis Truck Repair, Franklin County's largest towing and recovery company, located just south of Shippensburg. Green Castle Livestock Market Incorporated. Had a bunch of roll and recorded this morning. Should go to the sponsor. State Health Insurance Services LLC, Winsboro. A cheery record that puts a ton of time and effort into the events here. Trip. Located on Walnut Bottom Road in Shippensburg, long-time sponsor, long-time business in this area, not only roofing, so building and construction materials, trusses, you name it, lumber. And Moats Power Equipment Incorporated, another local business with a new location out here, just off the King Street exit, and bringing us that Avant loader to move the 2,000-pound weights around. It's even on their website, Facebook page. You can check it out. Talk to them if you're interested in Avant loaders or equipment, you name it. Moats Power Equipment. Appreciate all those folks helping us out. And it helps you out by keeping the admission affordable. So, a pre-fair event will be here July 19th. That's a Saturday night, 7 o'clock. $10 adult admission, $5 for children. New rods, modified four-wheel drive trucks, and dirt bags. And the top 6, this will be the second event for dirt bags. Top 6 will go to the shootout on the 26th, which is the last night of the fair. Monday night the 21st. Dirt bags, 8,500-pound wild street trucks, and 95 nutrient ag triple farm class. 7 o'clock, Monday night the 21st. Wednesday night, antiques. 35
This is our lineup for the Superstock Dual Fuel What's Up.
Hang on, wait. So 9,500 pound Tucson class, Wednesday the 23rd. Thursday night, 75, 95, 11,500, 13,500 pound farm stock classes. And Friday night, the big fair event, modified four-wheel drive trucks, light pro stock tractors, which are doing that. King of the Farm brought to us about 4 off production.
Oh, did you see the lineup? Here's the lineup. There was Bobby Martin going to be driving That Darn Deer, Russell Hildebrand, Loose Cannon, Josh Martin, Think Green, Jeff Podum is going to be on Fully Loaded, Chris Hoyt is on Nutcase, Josh Martin is on John Deere Green. Those 6 tonight. The lineup was a little bit off. Sorry about that. Nutcase is going 5th.
Fireworks.
Lord willing.
And the final invitational shootout for the good guys. So
Bobby Martin coming out of Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, right down the road, about 15 minutes down the road. That Darn Deer, one of the first ones they built. The old Ag chassis.
I believe Shippensburg
I believe it's a
and 46 years
7710.
tractor pulling to the Shippensburg Community Fair.
I'll be back. Yes, sir.
Well, the guys did a good job tuning up that track. Looks good from here. 6 of them going to come out and tear it up. And Bobby Martin will be the first drive with That Darn Deer. And his mom, Patsy, is here tonight. And Robert, I'm sure, watching down upon his family and cheering his boys on.
All right, now I got the correct
Super
order.
nice guy.
There we go.
A little bit of Robert and Patsy Martin history there. Before they got great big-time farming, they had 2 tractors. And their big tractor for all the farm work was a John Deere 720 diesel. And their loader tractor was a 600 Series 40. And they did a lot of work with those 2 tractors. They liked that 720 and they moved up to a big 3020 and stayed green after that. They went down into Maryland and got that Superstocker, the Green Phantom. You know that tractor's still around. Went through quite a few owners, and Alan Lynch has it in the East Coast or Atlantic hot farm class now. It's called Ethanol and Green. That's the former Green Phantom and Got Milk. Josh Martin changed it to Got Milk later on. But they came out with this Darn Deere 7710. Mike did so much they built the second one. Vance Little bought it for him. It was called the Dairy Deer. I think it's broken. But 3 out of the 4 pro stockers are here tonight. And this is where we started in our area, right on the Shippensburg track. There's the Terminator coming up to the line. We're going to wiggle in line with the cone that Bobby Martin asked to have it placed there a little bit to the left side of center, it looks to be. There's wiggling back towards the middle. And every corner has that option. Just call it off every way you want it. They just move that corner around. He backs right up, centers up with it. And that's your lane that you chose. And if you're coming down the track and you go from one side to the other, that's just fine as long as you don't touch those white lines. So this is a heavyweight. Now I guess the only heavyweight tractor in the class, I'll tell you about that real quick. Back in the day, the rules stated that you had to have a John Deere block, transmission housing, and rear end housing. All that did was make a ton of machine work and expense for the owner and the builder of the tractor. So there's a John Deere transmission case under his feet, and it is completely gutted. And in there at about a 45-degree angle is a Pro-Fab 3-speed transmission hidden inside. And inside this rear end is a whole bunch of heat, rear end carrier, and ring and pinion.
No, I didn't.
And
I'm gonna look at it tomorrow.
and the parts in there.
I'll look at it tomorrow. Is it hot?
And I've been in for this ring with Robert about 4 times, changing the pinion ratios. That guy, he would just work like crazy on the farm, but he'd go in the shop and he took the cage off this tractor, pulled the fenders, the back wheels, the brakes, the drawbar, you name it, he'd have it sitting on the wheel bars. And I'd go and it'd be all gutted and we'd change the ring and pinion. A lot of people think Robert Martin and Josh were, firemen and driving these tractors. You wouldn't believe the work they put on. Changing the cylinder heads and the turbos and the clutch, you name it. He'd split this tractor in half, just let the clutch inspected at the beginning of each season. And I used to say, boy, I don't know how you do it. I'd be worn out because he loved it. We changed ring and pinion in this tractor about 4 times. I believe it's got a 373 on it now, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll tell you what, it's going to zing the touch if it does like it always did. Bobby Martin on that barn deal, first of 6. That's 8.69 feet. He can back up and try it again. And if that doesn't work, he's first pair, so he can unhook and come back again. Plenty of chances being the first pair. He hasn't been on the seat for 15 years, and this tractor hasn't been out for a while. So I'm sure they both have a couple carb reps. Josh jumping up on the side there, make sure everything's okay. And I'm sure it will be. Sounds good. He's just going to get it wound up good and tight. And let him...
Two 9128, 29.1 on the speed for Bobby Martin and that darn deer. Sled guy, lead guy, sled guy, and the head official, they're all talking. We're good. He said we're good. Thumbs up. He kept it. We're good.
We also heard about a Carlsville subnext with the loose cannon, 7920. That name pertains to him and the traffic. You can call him here a little bit. I don't know what the issue was, but I got a text today. About 3 o'clock, 3:30. Russell made the link tonight. So apparently, out of trouble. I don't know if it's a bone tire or there's some other issue that you can go in him. There was something about 5:15, 5:30 time frame. That big sharp duty belt. And made it. That's his wife right there in front of him. She'll help him get back in nice and straight, just like she helps him work on the tractor. Pennsylvania. Loose cannon. It is tough, fans. I'm sure most of you know and have seen it before. Five out of six is John Duel. And that's because they're that big bell. Makes it easy to get her up there to that big key if you start with 619. It's going to be a tough time. I'll still run, but it's going to shut her down, I'm sure. 34 mile an hour. I believe that's about the fastest she'll see. It's cruising.
291 is still what we're chasing. 269.36 for Russell Hildebrand. Loose cannon. Tough run for him. He was on a roll, too. He was rolling.
Josh Martin and Shippensburg up next to Pink Green. This was last first stop January 78. And it got a complete freshen up last year. Got the two Bowling Green, I believe. I went out there and kicked some butt. Everybody leaning towards the left side of the track here tonight. We'll see how that goes for Josh. I shouldn't say everybody, but most of them. This guy got on a big John Deere corn tractor when he was only about 15 years old. He's got plenty of seat and track time on high horsepower tractors. And was always so good at setting and placing the weights for him and his father. The guy can read the track. Let's see if he read this one. And how it goes for Josh Martin on Pink Green.
Outstanding run, 35611, 35611 for Josh Martin at Tank Green. Oh my gosh, what a that front end came up and it came to life. He was right there on that line and then it just took off. What a run for the 7820. Got to be happy about that one. Taking over the number 1 spot, 35611. That darn deer is number 2, loose cannon. Then we got fully loaded nutcase. Oh, I'm sorry, I mistyped. We don't have John Deere green. Let me fix it.
We got down the hallways. I thought it'd be good, but then all of a sudden we're still there.
I stand corrected. We do have John Deere green. It is here.
His weights are loading up flat. Wasn't you?
Outstanding pass there for Josh. There he is, Jeff Hodem, fully loaded John Deere coming in.
When it comes to tractor ball. About a 6-inch square foam base. And I said, there it is. And whatever number it lands on that class is going to be $500 extra for the first. Now load the number 4. That's the 4th class and Duel. So these guys are getting extra money.
Jeff came to the buck in Quarryville, Pennsylvania. Wasn't quite the run he wanted. It was a tough track though. I know we had a little bit of rain that day and had to put a little extra work into it, and the tractor just didn't hook up. Well, hopefully this Pennsylvania track will be a little bit nicer too.
Bob All, in from Delaware, Ohio. That is one good-looking, great model tractor. Chuck Hoppen, let's see how he does. And then we'll roll right into that wow. First time we have really did it.
put Jeff Hodem in the number 2 spot. That Darn Deere goes to 3, and Loose Cannon falls to 4. We got Nutcase and John Deere Green coming last. I hear it right there.
Strong number 2 spot.
There you see the other Martin tractor on the other side of Russell.
First time I ever saw this guy on the track was right here in Shippensburg. And it was down at the old track, which is where the amusement rides are now. This is better. It's been down here to all events. And of course still does, but we went to the horsepower post-stop tractors 23 years ago. And this dude is known far and wide. No exaggeration. Got a fuel oil service company up in ships on it. It's a dump trucks and what have you. But we're in the shop. We'll get at least 4 case fuel tractors now, but 2 of them are post-stops. This one is stress case. Started, it didn't start right. It's a copy of a case 970. Went back from 69 to 78 time frame. Then we followed by the last one, and that's Josh went down the sideline. Had brand new motor. And then so why is the tractor running all right? Because the personal trainer, that engine was since last night at midnight. So he's getting a little bit of time on the motor. Still comes out here and gets it sky high. If you talk about a powerhouse of the case and a very good sportsman, who's up next? This is the highway competition. One of those guys that he's going to do everything he can to beat you. But he likes the competition. He's not passionate all about being a kid sitting without John Deere. Now this case has been dyno, and I think I'm telling you right, the dyno stopped at 4,000, but I don't think the tractor did. We're talking about horsepower. This tractor said really leaps and bounds of horsepower over the past just 5 to 10 years. Horsepower and RPMs. Enough RPMs to get the goosebumps. I don't know if you saw it or not, but keep an eye on the next 2 here. You'll see a little bit of flame come out the pipe when these things roll up, and right before we start moving them around. And that flame will disappear in about a second. And that's when turbo boost turns on the water injection. And these engines will probably even go and have the water coming down there. You can keep them from melting down. There's spraying water everywhere. I'm not sure about it in the cylinders. But you'll see that water injection kick on, and in an instant, that second of orange fire at the beginning will go away and the black smoke will roll. So this is from a punch champion tractor. Chris's first component tractor, meaning lightweight, custom-built everything. And that looks like a 970, but that's all custom aluminum sheet metal. That's a clone to a case 970. And he calls it Nutcase. you're going to be out of the woods here tonight, fans. That place has got to be right and wait till you hear the horsepower and RPMs coming out of this thing. Saw the fire go away. There's a little too much water for the amount of RPMs. He's going to back her up and just try it again. Everything's got to get the sync, get that turbo spinning. Doesn't that discipline us about as much as him? Doesn't that discipline us about as much as him? But maybe they can drag him out of the way and let him have a hit for those 3 hours up the road.
Tough run there, 60.52. It's going to put him in the 5 spot with the John Deere green to go. We'll see if he comes back.
I feel bad for the guy because that tractor just doesn't, it always does a good job, and of course he makes it do a good job. Very disappointing. Waited around here all night to go 60 feet. How about a tough luck round of applause for Chris Hay? Thank you, I'm sure he appreciates that. He's going to walk out there, see if he wants to do a U-turn, come back and get a test look, I believe. And he says, no deal, something's broken. Burn. That'll put him at the back of the pack, of course. Josh Martin went out. John Deere green was broken for a while. This was Robert's favorite four-stop tractor. And it got a belly ache a while back, but Josh and Bernie took this thing out there in Ohio. Got a bunch of motor work done to it. And in typical truck and tractor pulling fashion, they ran her down to the wire. Came out yesterday to get it. And it wasn't finished. They had to finish it. Worked on it all night long until the wee hours of the morning, and then left to drive home. And he got home at 9:30 this morning. And then he's had all kinds of other work to do to this one. And Thin Green. But he had some help, of course. And we're glad they made it here. This is trash. John Deere green started life as a 7720. And it's a former Punch champion tractor with Robert in the seat. And let's open his memory. And there's sponsorship in helping this event every year. Guess what this thing goes out there at about, let's see, 357 feet you're putting the pit ahead of Duel. What a way to break in a new motor. Just go out there and hold it wide open. We sure appreciate your attendance here today. We appreciate all the sponsorships and all the dedicated people that work hard to make this happen. And hope to see many of you back here tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. The class is tomorrow night. We'll be running limited contractors, superstar four-wheel drive trucks. Limited closed semis. And of course, super tractor class.
Number 1, Think Green. Number 2, John Deere Green. Number 3, Fully Loaded. Number 4 is That Darn Deer. Number 5, Loose Cannon. Not getting it right. The Nutcase. Number 6 tonight. Alright, thanks to all these sponsors for helping put on this, helping pull off productions. Spring Garden Repair, 1-3 Ag Industrial Full Load Engineering, Dixie Drivetrain, Hassler Diesel, Foreman Grain LLC, East West Drilling, and AKE Stop Fire. Helping us out. 10:30. You know where your kids are? All right.
Got the flags. Come on.
Thanks for tuning in. We're going to cut the stream.